Hello, everybody. Welcome to Telli Talks, where we talk about life, growth, relationships, and all things in between. I have a very special guest with me today. She is an author of the Glute Bible. She is a fitness guru and future podcaster. Yes. Casey, thanks for coming on.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm excited.
Absolutely. So for the people that don't know your journey, tell us how you got to where you are today.
Oh my gosh. Well, it all started probably when I was 3, to be quite honest. I got into a ballet class when I was 3 because my mom, I think, just wanted to get me out of her hair. But that just turned into something else. I did ballet for 17 years.
Oh, wow.
And when I decided to not pursue ballet anymore as a career, I ended up moving to Los Angeles to go to fashion school. And I became completely confused of like how to get in shape outside of a ballet studio. And so I signed up to do a bodybuilding competition.
Oh, wow. That's a big difference.
Yeah, I just didn't know. I was like, well, I'll get direction from somebody. Like, people know about this. They do it. Like, I signed up with a trainer and a nutritionist, and so they were guiding me. That did not go well at all. I ended up in the hospital within a week just because of how intense the training and eating habits were, and it just didn't jive with me. But I ended up not being able to do the competition, and I came out of that being like, I don't like not knowing my body, and I don't like not knowing that information myself. So I wasn't in a health and fitness space at that point, but I decided to get certified as a personal trainer for myself because I was like, I want to know. I want to be healthy. Absolutely. I want to know what I'm doing, and you can't always count on other people, you know, who's better to know you than yourself. So I did that, and it kind of just like skyrocketed from there. I got really into it, and at some point I decided that was something I wanted to make my life because I saw how it impacted me and like how life-changing it is to be healthy and be fit and feel good about yourself. And so I turned it into a career and became a personal trainer for many years and got online, started doing more online personal training, and here we are.
Yeah. That's amazing. So how was it transitioning from being a ballerina to being a fitness instructor and instructing other people to get fit and, you know, stay healthy and be, you know, have a balanced diet?
Yeah. I think the transition of actually like teaching and training was not difficult for me because I grew up like I would help other like ballet classes and stuff in my free time just because I thought it was fun. So that portion of it wasn't difficult, but definitely the transition of like refiguring out how to be healthy but in a different space was really, really difficult for me. And like I said, I ended up in the hospital, which is not most people's journey, but even to that was like a great extent. But like a lot of people go through that. It's like if you don't know what you're doing, you have like a fear of like going into the gym and looking silly, and then you also have the fear of like, what if I do too much, or I choose the wrong diet, or I choose the wrong coach. Absolutely. And so for me it was rough, but that's what is my passion now. I'm like, that's what actually drives me, is I'm like, I would rather be able to be out there and help people not go through that, like not have as difficult of a time as I did. So
absolutely. So what type of clients do you usually get during personal training sessions?
Yeah. Well, I don't train people one-on-one anymore. But when I did, I worked in Hollywood at Equinox in Hollywood for a while, and then we opened our own small gym inside of our own business. And so I was training out of there. So I've had some wild clients just because it's LA, and so there's lots of like celebrities and stuff out here. So I've had clients of all ages and diversity and backgrounds, and some of them quite wild. So that's been interesting in itself, just like getting to know people and people's different personalities.
Absolutely.
But now online and in person, like doing speeches and stuff, it's a lot more generalized. So you get to like meet a lot more people, but it's definitely not like one specific group of person.
What do you feel like the weirdest situation or client that you've been, you don't have to mention names, but just like a situation that was like weird, you're like, oh my God, what am I doing? And why am I training this person?
I've had a lot of big name clients where they like came in and it was like our first session together, and I'm like, I really need to impress this person because I don't know, I just feel like the bigger name people are, it's like, to me, I felt like there was more of a need to impress them because I'm like, they're not impressed easily. Like they've seen all the things, they've probably been to like 100 trainers, so I'm like, I want them to be impressed where they like leave and they're like, wait, that was actually effective and good.
Absolutely.
And so there's been multiple times where I was like, oh shoot, like I spent too many times like rewriting what I was gonna do with them because I'm like, I just want it to be effective. So I don't think, outside of that, I don't think anything's super weird, but yeah, definitely a few times where I was like nervous because I was like, I just want to make an impact.
Absolutely. And you're right. There's so many trainers here in LA, and there's so many everyone's into fitness, especially here. Everyone wants to look good, feel good, and just overall just have a better image of themselves.
Sure.
So what do you think makes you that trainer?
Ooh. I feel like I have a lot of different experience than most people. I mean, ballet for one is like I've actually never met another trainer that has ballet as a background, and I think
And it's hard.
It's
Ballet
really
is hard.
I think more than anything, what people don't realize is not only is it like physically hard, but the
Absolutely.
mental background that it creates for you. It's like I would literally put everything in the basket of like ballet really made me the person that I am today. Like it made me committed, it made me passionate, it made me have like thick skin, or to like see the positives, and like when people are critiquing you to realize that they're not trying to offend you as much as
Right.
they're trying to like assist you. And I think all of those things have really developed me into who I am, and I think that's something that I give to other people that maybe other trainers don't have necessarily, because their background is more like they're into fitness, but I just don't think that they have that mindset that I've built.
Absolutely. No,
17 years
ballet is rigorous. It's hard. It looks
crazy.
easy.
Did
but
you do it?
Oh my gosh, no, but I've done it like as workouts,
Yeah.
with EMS, and
Oof.
it's just been, that's the sorest I can say that I've been when I'm doing like ballet moves, and even just like trying to get on my toes.
Oh, yeah.
And using the bar, and it's hard. It looks easy, but
Yeah.
it's very hard, and it does so much like goodness and toning for your body. It's insane. Like I can do squats all day, but when I do ballet stuff, I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, this is just different. And keeping my toes pointed and just practicing pointing my toes, like even when I'm in the bed and I'm just like, okay, let me point my toes and let me flex, and just having that consistency with ballet, it's not easy at all whatsoever.
No. And like you're saying, it works different muscles than
Yeah.
like most of us are used to, and it's weird because you can work out your whole life like you're saying and be like really like you can be consistent and great at pretty much like everything in a generalized sense, and take ballet and be like, what is happening? Because
No,
it's
absolutely.
just totally different. It's hitting a different place for
Absolutely. And you're just like, why is this move hurt so
Yeah.
much? Like, there's no way that this, and then you're feeling certain things, like whether it's certain things in your back and just how you turn and just keeping your body straight and your core tight. And it's very different than just like your everyday traditional workouts. And, like with your posture and everything. And I'm just like, okay, let me make sure I'm standing straight. And, and my EMS trainer, shout out to Anna, my EMS trainer, she's very like on me about like posture and how I stand, because I'm usually like kind of slouched and comfortable, and she's like, let's stand up straight or point your toes, and I'm like, okay, I got this. It's like, it's very like tedious, but just so good for you. So I love it. Okay, not the booty Bible, the Glute Bible. I'm just like the booty Bible because my booty's getting bigger and I love it. Okay, so
Yes.
the Glute Bible, tell us about it, how you came up with it, all that good stuff.
Yeah. I was looking for a new way to really reach my audience, and I felt like it was a time during like COVID where everybody was going online, which obviously I was already online in a lot of ways, but I was like, I want to do something more and I want to reach people in a different way. And so creating a book was something that popped into my mind, and I'm the person that I physically want a book. Like
Yeah.
I have created my own books. Like when I was getting trained by other personal trainers, like when I didn't know what I was doing, I would literally print out sheets of paper, create my own book, and take it to the gym. And literally the amount of people that stopped me, like I've never seen anybody do this before, and apparently I'm the only person, because people would stop me all the time. They'd be like, what is this? Like, where'd you get this guide? And I'm like, I genuinely printed it out and made it myself. So like to me, I'm like, this just makes sense. Like not everybody's gonna want a book, but it's an ebook as well. So yeah, a book made sense. And then I was like, it just was a time in my life where it was like, what are people most interested in? And glutes just happened to be the thing that I'm like, I'm getting asked about this consistently. Like people really want to know how to like form their glutes. And being as it's our biggest muscle group in our body, I also was like, there's a lot of great things that come out of this, like finding your core and your center and like stability. There's functional movement from your glutes. So I'm like, there's a lot of positives to it outside of just like having a cute butt. So yeah, it just came together. It just fell into place and felt right.
Absolutely. And it's literally breaks everything down from start to finish, from workout to meals. It's a great book. I have
Thank
it.
you.
Thank you
Yeah.
for giving it to
Yeah.
me, and it's amazing. I recommend everyone that is trying to build and just create that rounder, more, what is it? profiled perspective
Plum
of a butt. It's amazing. It's a good book, and you know, it's. I personally think that like having something in front of you when you work out just makes it so much more easier. And then like reading about it, I feel like reading to me helps you get more like knowledge about the situation, whatever it is, whether it may be fitness, whether it might be cooking or whatever it is. Just reading about it, it just instills that knowledge in your brain more efficiently than to me. Like, you know, if you're physically showing, some people learn differently, like if you're physically showing me, but you have like pictures in there that show you how to do it, you're reading about it, so it just targets everything that you can do to make your glutes bigger. So how long did it take you to generate that book?
It all together, it probably took me about a year. It took me quite some time to write it because I wanted to, like you said, like encompass more things than just like the pictures of how to do the workouts. Like obviously that's very important, but that wasn't the only thing I wanted to focus on. Like you said, I also focused on like what are some eating habits and mindset and posing and everything in between. There's so many different chapters, and it really tried to cover as much as I could, but also make it as simplistic as possible because I'm like, there are books out there or information out there, and I feel like it becomes so confusing. Like there's too much information, there's too much contradictory information. I'm like, people aren't going to sift through this and find out what like the reality is, and I'm like, so I want to do that for people. I want to be that for people. So it took me a while to make sure that everything was what I wanted it to be, and that it was like everything in one place in a easy to read format with all the information. And so right around a year to create it.
That's amazing. It's like I said, it breaks everything down. Like you said, it's simplistic, so you don't have to, like, if you want to go to a certain chapter, you can go to a certain chapter and target whatever it is that you want to target. If you want to go to nutritional facts, it's there too. If you want to go to the poses, if you want to go to how you do the workout, it's there as well too. So, and you don't need much. Like, you don't need a whole gym. You can do it without a gym. You can do it with bands. You know, you can do it without bands. So it's very simplistic. And it's a small little book. You could take it wherever you want with you. It's not like, you know,
I was trying to make it pocket size.
Yeah, it's perfect. It's perfect. You did amazing.
You.
Congratulations on that.
Thank you so much.
So what about relationships? In a relationship, not in a relationship? Where are you at with relationships?
Yeah, I mean, personal relationships, I mean, I think relationships in general are probably the most important thing that we have in our life. So keeping relationships and people close to you that move the needle and bring you peace and happiness and all, that's very important to me. As far as like being in an actual relationship myself, I'm not currently in one, but life is good, and I have the people around me that matter the most to me and are making me happy.
That's at the end of the day, peace and happiness. It's what it's about, and whoever makes you happy and whatever makes you happy is where you should be.
Agreed.
So for everyone that comes on, we play this game of Would You Rather. I play with you too, so you're not in the hot seat by yourself.
Let's go. I'm excited.
It's super fun. So I'm going to let you pick 3 cards. I'm going to pick 3 cards.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever played this.
Oh my gosh.
I picked 3 cards?
Yeah.
Okay.
So the pictures on the right side of the card, it's either epic, love, go deep, cursed, or visual. So it shows you the picture of what they are. So we don't have to spin it, but you can ask whatever one you want to ask.
Okay.
But those are what the pictures mean on the side of the cards. So I'll go first so I can show you how it's played.
Okay.
All right. Would you rather always know what you feel like eating, or what you want to watch on Netflix?
Oh my gosh, probably the eating one. I love food more.
I love food. I love movies too. If I could do food and movies at the same time.
Yeah, so it doesn't sound like an option, but I'll take the food, I guess.
Exactly. Okay, it's on you.
Okay, so just any of them?
Yeah, any one you want. And these are like what the pictures mean. So it could be cursed, visual, epic, love, go deep.
Would you rather have 6 months of summer or 6 months of fall?
Summer all the time. Like,
you live in LA.
Yeah, I live in LA. I love the heat. I'm very pale in the wintertime. I hate the cold. I like snowboarding, but I just don't like being cold. I don't like wearing layers and then being hot under the cold. I just don't. It's not my thing.
We basically have summer all year round.
Yeah, summer, and I like to tan. And I like to be in bathing suits, and I like to look at the work that I do.
Same.
You know, so
I like that.
I'm all for it. Okay. Would you rather the first time you sleep over your partner's house, you clog the toilet, Or clog the toilet the very first time you go to your partner's parents' house.
Oh my God, what is this question?
It's both terrible.
I feel like it's both terrible, but at least like if it's your partner, it's only them. It's like their parents' house.
Agree.
It's like how many people are there,
and how many people know.
Yeah, you got to tell too many people. There's too many people involved.
I feel like how I would handle it. I would go to the bathroom and be like, oh my gosh, it's clogged. I don't know what happened.
Just blame it on somebody else.
I don't know what happened. Like, I wouldn't blame it on someone else. I'd be like, it's clogged. I don't know what happened, but it's clogged and I don't know what happened.
Yeah, I honestly
don't even want to describe. Like,
I don't know.
And then it's like, are you clogging it with toilet? Or are you clogging it with shit? Like, what are you clogging it with?
Too many questions. I don't know. I
hope
would that never happens.
Right. I would prefer my part, and I would just honestly like hold it and be like, oh, I gotta go somewhere else.
For real. I feel like that's it's not realistic. Like females would find a reason to leave.
Yeah.
Like
110%. I'm like, I don't even like to go do that publicly. Like if I'm out and about, I'm like, I gotta go home. I gotta figure out where I'm gonna go. That's just a one stall bathroom.
Yeah.
110%. 110%.
That's too funny. Oh my gosh. Oh, these are very interesting. Would you rather have an unlimited supply of tacos or margaritas?
I would rather have an unlimited supply of. I like breakfast burritos. I like tacos, but not that much to have like an unlimited supply. But margaritas, I mean, you can't go wrong with a margarita. So I'm gonna do the margarita.
Okay. Well, that sounds fun.
Okay. Last but not least. Would you rather always have an ingrown toenail you can't fix, or always have paper cuts on all fingers?
Oh my God.
They're both terrible.
I guess I take the toe because, like, I don't know, paper cuts on your fingers. I feel like I use my hands for so many more things.
Yeah.
Like, you're moving too often. That would just be treacherous. That's terrible.
And then an ingrown toenail, it's like when you step on it, because I've had ingrown toenails before, and I know TMI guys, but like when you step down, it's painful. Like it needs to come out, and then if you can't fix it, like you're just dealing with the pain, and then the paper cuts, like you're just dealing with the pain. Yeah.
Yeah.
I would.
I'm taking the toenail.
Yeah, I am too. I agree.
Would you rather travel everywhere by crab walking or by riding on a Roomba?
Oh my gosh. Travel everywhere by crab walking. I don't know what sight that would look like.
I feel like that would not be fun.
Yeah, and then it's like, I mean, your muscles would look good. Like your
That's
body would
true.
look good. Your
You'd
body
be
would look
fit.
great, but
I don't know if you look good like doing it after a while.
oh yeah, and then it's like when people look at you like, okay, like if I'm going, I live in Glendora, so if I'm going from Glendora to LA and I'm just crab walking everywhere, like how?
But it could be like the new interesting thing. Like, have you seen that girl Telli? She crab walks everywhere.
She's crab walking, girl. She's the crab walker. She's known to crab. I don't know. I feel like traveling everywhere in what was it?
On a Roomba.
What's a Roomba?
I think that's the little like vacuum thing, isn't it? Yeah. It's Consensus. It's a vacuum. I feel like that's better. I mean, you're just like, it's like a weird scooter almost.
Yeah, I'd rather do that. I'd rather travel on something than crab walk everywhere in the world.
Although I think those things have like a mind of their own, so I'm not sure you'd really get to where you're trying to go, but
Lord, I guess I'm gonna get on it and then get on something else or something. But I'm not crab walking. The crab walking, like I don't even like crab walking as a workout or like bear crawls.
No.
Like it's just like it just looks
a strange
crazy.
position.
Yeah, it looks crazy. It looks crazy to me.
Yeah. Okay,
so tell everybody where they can find you, what you have going on, amazing things that you have coming up, and all that good stuff.
So many things. I'm Casey Loves Fitness on Instagram, so you can find me there. Do a lot of fitness and talking about all sorts of wild things. On that note, I'm starting a podcast that will be coming out in the next couple weeks, and that's going to be Casey Loves Aliens, and we're going to talk about all those weird things I talk about in my captions normally, aliens, outer space, weird theories, and all that sort of stuff, so that's going to be super amazing. I have the Glute Bible, which you were talking about. You can get it as an ebook or regular book,
and where can they purchase the Glute Bible?
Sure. Amazon or also theGluteBible.com.
Yes, and make sure you guys tune into all things that Casey has going on. Get a copy of the Glute Bible on Amazon or on her website. Tune into her Instagram and tune into her up-and-coming podcast. And that is it for Telli Talks.